It's your friend Moonhorse. I have no idea what that voice was, but hi, how's it going? I'm gonna read you some more stories. This is from my friend River. Hi River, how you doing? I'm really happy when you send me stories. This is more Smule stories. This one's called Bad Judgment. I am worried about this. That's, oh dear, that is quite a name. So let's get right into the news. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, what the fuck am I, Philip DeFranco? Anyway. Hello, Moon and Sango. Hi. Two of the most beautiful and talented people on this earth who I love so very much. Oh my goodness, you are too fucking sweet, I swear to God. You both are inspiration and light to so many people in so many ways. I'm sure you don't know. Honestly, it worries me that I inspire people. I don't think I'm what one would refer to as a good role model. The Satori family loved the last Smule story / collection of stories. Especially Jacques. He called me after listening to the video to tell me how much. In fact, we're proud to have Mango, who we all know and love dearly, as one of our newest members. I'm so glad you guys liked it. I'm really happy that I'm able to make people happy. It's kind of what I like to do with life. I don't have any other stories from members right now, but I do have an important one with broader implications. Oh dear. I met Catherine, fake name, over one of my live jams. I was actually feeling my symptoms of depression taking over that day, but I managed to find happiness in singing with friends. Catherine showed up, not knowing me enough to know this. She's extremely talented, and she's very nice, and I'm not here to put her on blast or as someone who is a bad person. I think she didn't know what she was doing, but I can't excuse what she's done since that point. Anyway, she came in wanting to sing musical theater with me. That's all well and good, and she knew some that I don't get to sing very often. After the live jam, she sent me a private message calling me sweet, pretty, talented, and I expressed my thanks to her and returned the compliments. She wanted to be friends, which is nice, but she wanted my social media. Now, I'm connected with a lot of my Smule friends on the Line app, so I'm okay with that. There are a lot of people I'm close to. They don't need my Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. Catherine wanted my Facebook, and I asked why she wanted it, not even telling her no, just asking why. She told me that she was crying because she thought we were friends. What? I don't give out my legal name just like that. I just met this girl. In a better frame of mind, I might have given her a firm no. Instead, I shut down mentally and gave them to her because I couldn't handle anymore. I know I shouldn't have. No excuse. It's just that. She used Facebook Messenger and Line to text me all the time. I'd answer as fast as I could. At work, at school, out with friends. I could feel her disappointment when I messaged her late. For my job, I can text when I'm on the phone or when I'm scanning documents, so I did that. Meanwhile, I needed to focus on when I'm writing grants, research business concepts, creating flyers and signs, fixing the website, now 2 websites, that I built, find sponsorships, write leases and LOIs and rental agreements, engage with residential and commercial tenants, and call whoever I need to call when there's a grievance. That's part of my job, but you can kind of get the idea that I text on my own time. Not to mention, I was working on my master's and working at the school as well at the same time. That is a lot of stuff. Wow. So when I set aside my time to sing, that is my time to sing in theory. When I get over 20 invitations to sing with people I know or don't know, I choose one person and I stick with them, working while in the waitlist. I had a good system for it all, and I did not need that disturbed. However, I made mistakes with Catherine. To better explain, she told me about her life and how she didn't have many friends, her financial troubles, lots of things. We talked through what was going on with her, and I allowed her some insight on me in hopes that she'd understand that I'm not in a good mindset that while I wanted to be a good friend, I'm just not equipped to help her through what she needs help through. It was all too much, but I didn't tell her outright. I just let it go. She let my legal name slip in live jams a couple times. Sometimes talked to me or stayed on with me on my own live jams longer than I felt comfortable with. My good friends checked on me after one of those to ask if I was okay. Everything I was feeling was becoming visible in a very public space. One person who, and I don't know who this was at the time, had gotten the same treatment from her and called me and said something like, "Look, you do a lot to try and help people, even when you're not in a good place, and it really does you a disservice. You carry this stuff, and after getting to know you, it shows. I don't know what's going on with you, but I really think that you should find a way to talk about this." I was getting this very basic reality check about how I need to take care of myself, and while this is happening, I get a message from Catherine asking why I never join her live jams when she invites me. I'm always either running my own or in someone else's room. I was talking with my friend and texting her and told her how I get a lot of invitations and how I will at times get so many that when I do have time, I start my own room. To her, this was a slight. She was talking about how I have so many friends and how I need to understand that she doesn't have all the friends that I do. Oh, she sounds like a fucking winner. Eventually, I couldn't handle everything, as I have priorities in life as well. I felt useless, like a burden on everyone, like nothing. It just felt like one thing after another, like I just lost control. I don't know if that makes sense, but there are times, even now, when I feel that way. While people who confide in me help me feel needed, there's always a cognitive threshold where I can only take so much. Another friend of mine who was worried about me reached out about an hour after my other friend went to bed. I told him that I wasn't in a good place, and he read to me from a bad science fiction book that his friend asked him to review until I finally fell asleep. I am very lucky and grateful that I have so many people in my life who love me, but Catherine made me feel awful for having that. So I was careful while talking to her. Mostly I just let her talk. At one point she was telling me about this girl who she dated at one point before she met her husband. Eventually I told her I was thinking about going on a date with someone I know in the area. She didn't like this. She was telling me about how, since I eventually want to move out of the country, it was selfish for me to even consider that. I'd not seriously dated in a while at this point, and of course this was before my current girlfriend helped me out of that rut. It didn't make sense at first why Catherine would be so passionate about me not dating again. Then after thinking back to our previous conversations that I'd had with her, I asked her if she had a crush on me, and she got really defensive. I asked again, saying that I just needed to know she did have a crush on me. She did have an agreement with her husband, so she said, regarding having a girlfriend, and it seemed to me as though she'd be fine with dating me if I were interested in her. Regardless of whether or not that's true, that conversation was going nowhere productive. Wow. At this point, I was able to better distance myself from her, and I felt like I could spend time with others without worrying about how she'd take it. However, with that distance came other things. Catherine decided to contact people I'm connected to and tell them that I'm an awful person and a terrible friend, and that I wasn't there for her in the way that she needed, and that I abandoned her. Wow. What a bitch. The only reason I know that she did this was because a few people she told came forward to me about it. She recently followed Jacques. Here's the thing about all that, though. I don't think that she's a bad person. I think that she's not had an easy life, that she wanted an instant bond with someone to make up for that, and that she didn't know how to make that happen. I'm not trying to defend her actions, and I don't want her doing this to anyone else. I sincerely hope that she's not focusing herself on anyone. But the thing is, I don't react well to that in general. So it set the tone for the rest of the interactions we had. I wanted to help her more than anything, but I just didn't know how, and I got lost in my own head trying to find a way to help her feel happier. Moon, I know I approached you about this issue. I've been having with taking on things and not being able to do as much. And when I do, you're always so encouraging, but never demanding. You help me with so many people, more than you know. Sango, I do hope you know that every time I've ever had a chance to talk with you, you've been so amazing and so sweet, and I can't have you forgetting how much I appreciate you in all this. While this is a negative instance to have come from Smule, one that almost made me quit the platform, I'm glad I didn't. I can't let one person ruin what I like to do when there's so many more who make it worth it. Anyway, remember to take care of yourselves. That includes making sure to remember to eat. Remember that you are important, and no matter whether you are listening, reading, commenting, or anything, you have so many people around you who love you and want the best for you. That was an incredible story, River. Sango is here actually with me, and she's blushing right now. she's not much for talking, but she's obviously very touched by your sentiment. And it's true, we love you guys like crazy good. You guys are the best fans ever. I've said that. I'll fight people over that. But oh boy, this girl. Yeah, I can safely say I've been in that position. I've been around someone who's like crazy needy and super demanding, to the point that it starts to affect the way you do everything. It starts to like screw with your life and screw with the way that you're doing things just all around. I can totally understand why that might be a problem. I can totally understand how that can be something difficult to deal with, because on one hand, this isn't like somebody you don't like trying to demand all your time. This is like someone basically just trying to get all up in your business, and it's someone who you thought of as a friend. So trying to tell them that you need space and they need to back off and stop being so, I don't know, like all up in your stuff is really, really difficult to do. On another note, her kind of manipulative and demanding ways really make me think of that what is it, the very archetype of anime personalities, that whole yandere thing, where it's just like, no, tsundere thing, where it's just like, I don't like you, baka, B, and all that kind of shit. I've seen it so much ever since I started looking into neckbeards, and for some reason they're really into that. Apparently they really like it when anime girls talk down to them. Not real girls, though. If you're a real girl, they get really mad about that, but if you're an animated teenager, apparently it's okay to call them stupid. And they find that, like, endearing or something. That's honestly very concerning, and it says a lot. But anyway, that's actually all the time we have for this episode, so thank you all for being here. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, mainly because I think it fucks with YouTube, and that's honestly kind of funny. And if you have your own story, feel free to send it to me at r/Moonhorse Stories. I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like to support this channel so we can keep the lights on and keep doing stuff like this, you can do that by donating to Patreon or by buying something from the merch store. There's a whole bunch of new stuff in the merch store, and I designed a lot of it. I didn't draw everything, I just kind of made some shit, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, so it's there. You can go check it out. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, bye.